Some people get up early every morning to have a big, healthy breakfast before they start their day. Then there are people who snooze until it's too late and throw back a cup of coffee while sprinting towards the shower. Unfortunately, we're part of that second group, which means we frequently skip breakfast. That's why we start the day with an empty stomach and don't eat something until we're already at the office, each to his own, of course, but there are a couple of things you should really avoid doing on an empty stomach because they can be damaging to your body and health. Taking medication. There are some forms of medications you shouldn't take on an empty stomach, like painkillers such as paracetamol and ibuprofen. First of all, it'll reduce their effectiveness. But it can also lead to stomach issues and even gastric bleeding, so make sure you always eat something before taking these pills, even if it's just an apple or a banana. Alcohol. Drinking on an empty stomach will hit you harder because the rate of alcohol absorption in your body will be high. It will affect your heart, liver as well as kidney. Drinking coffee. We're guilty of this one every single day because the first thing we do when we get out of bed is turn on the coffee machine. Yet it's better to make sure there's something in your stomach before having your much-needed first cup of coffee. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can lead to acid reflux. Chewing gum. Chewing gum on an empty stomach can have a negative effect on your digestion. It can even lead to gastritis. Plus, research has shown that people who chew on chewing gum will go for an unhealthy snack much quicker than people who don't. Sleeping. This one doesn't happen to us very often, but it turns out that sleeping on an empty stomach is not a good idea. You'll have more trouble falling asleep, wake up earlier than usual, and you also can't get into a deep sleep, which means you'll run a higher risk of sleep deprivation. Your body has to compensate for this lack of sleep with a higher energy intake, which means you'll crave more food during the day. Workout. Working out on an empty stomach may affect your performance, and you may not be able to reach your maximum potential because your body feels less energy, so it's best to eat fruit and nuts before hitting the gym. Argue. When you are ravenous, you are not in the right frame of mind. It can interfere with your mind and might make matters worse. Drinking fresh juice. Your stomach has trouble processing the acids and fibers in a glass of fresh juice when there isn't something lining its bottom already. If you drink juice on an empty stomach on a regular basis, this can even lead to gastritis. Really want a glass of fresh juice anyway, then it's best to dilute it with some water.